Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Daily Video Down. As we today we have been having quite a worky day. I'm going to summarise it up. It's bedtime now, so I'm not going to be talking for long. What's been going on? I got up just gone about 7:30ish this morning, and went into the office, did some daily vlog stuff, and then started programming. I've done quite a lot of programming today. I've done about 3 and a bit hours worth. But today I was focusing on trying to get my reflection test runner working. So what I did was I spun up an empty project so that I could just like a sandboxing project, so I could basically figure out like a really like bare bones basic example of what I wanted to do, so that I could then like post a question of it on Stackflow or figure it out myself. I spent a significant time trying to figure out myself, about 3 hours worth, and then figured out like what I needed to put on Stack Overflow to ask a question. So I was like trying different things, I was trying different ways of loading all the information. I was quite confused because I was getting a different error message. It was the same error message, but it wasn't erroring because it couldn't reach end substitute, it was erroring because it couldn't reach like core dependencies in the project, which was quite bizarre. And yeah, so I posted it on Stack Overflow and I've just looked. I didn't get an email about it. I just went on and had a look, which was strange. But I had a look, and it turns out that what it does is when I run it and I run the assembly, it looks for dependencies in the folder that the program's running in, i.e. like where I called the exe for my program. It doesn't look where I just loaded the DLLs from. So I now need to figure out, I've just like posted a reply to the comment, what they think the best way of going about it is, because previously what you'd do is you'd load up the program in an app domain where you'd be able to pull in all of the dependencies that you need from the app domain. It'd be fine. That's not the case this time though, because app domains don't exist. They just flat out don't exist in .NET Core. So I think what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to run it in a process and set the working directory of the process into the folder of where the build program is, basically. I think that's probably going to be the best way. And I think that kind of makes sense as well, because I was going to put it in a separate process because then I could control the user. Previously you would also manage security stuff with the app domain, but it's now recommended that what you do is you spin up a process with a separate user that has minimal access to stuff, basically. So yeah, that might be the way that I have to go. I was quite surprised that, because I didn't think anyone had replied to me, because there wasn't any, I didn't get any emails. It's quite bizarre. Under the hood. I'm going to have to look into that tomorrow to see if that's actually the case. I feel like it makes sense though, because like the 2 different errors I was getting, one was being run in a dependency in like my full project, which had access to a load of things because it had access to them anyway. And the other one is like a completely different project, so obviously it doesn't have access to some stuff, like the core, which makes sense. So it's just going to be a bit of a pain figuring out how to go about implementing it, because I've got to figure out either A, how to pull in the dependencies if they aren't already in the deployment, in the bin folder, which I don't think they are. It's going to be a pain. I might end up having to change the compiler so that it goes to release mode, and then dumps all of the DLLs in. I don't know whether the DLLs are contained within, so question marks around how that'll work. So once I've figured out how to do that, it'll be a case of having to run a process in that area, I believe, unless it's possible to go, right, I want this DLL, this. That's the fucking win-win, would be able to go, all of these DLLs, load them, but I'm pretty confident that doesn't exist, which is irritating. So I don't know if it's possible to kind of load one into an environment, because there's no such thing as that environment thing anymore. So yeah, but there we go. So that's cool. Otherwise, Laura's been doing so. Oh, we also like had a big clean around this morning. We've sorted out Graham's cage, had a hoover, sorted out the washing, all that kind of good stuff. And then we went to Laura's been doing some baking, so we went out to the shops to go get some baking stuff. And then Laura's mum and dad came down, so we went out for a meal tonight to a restaurant in Bristol, which was very nice. And then we've come back and we're literally just about to head off to bed. And I believe Laura is in bed currently. No, she's not. She's getting ready still. because I talked for too long. Tomorrow, I'm going to be getting up early so that I can hopefully do a little bit of programming before we have to go. But also in the morning we're quite busy because we're starting to cook dinner early because we're cooking. So we're going to try and cook dinner for like as much as possible. So it's literally just a case of slapping it in the oven and doing some vegetables. So we're making chicken and tarragon casserole, which is very nice. I've had it before, it's delicious. So we're showing off a little bit. But yeah, so it's going to be good. It's going to be good stuff. Cool. I'm going to head off to bed, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully tomorrow I'll have my test runner thing fixed. If I have enough time to play around with it. Hopefully I do. I'm not really, well it's nearly midnight to be fair, but I'm not really in the zone to play with it tonight, so it's going to have to be tomorrow's problem. Cool. Thank you very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. I'll catch you later.